Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. I almost said Tuesday.
Right?
And welcome to Water Riff Radio. I am Amanda White, and this is your beautiful.
Jill Marie, how are you?
And we are here, and we are going to dive into a topic that is most pressing and invisible threats into our water, health, and our future. PFAS, also known as forever chemicals. Are you familiar with these? If so, drop it in the comments below. Let us know. Do you know what PFAS are? And there is probably 14,000 plus forever chemicals going around that are man-made that naturally do not break down in our environment. That is what really it means. We've been used to these for decades. Everything from, I'm not going to go into all of them because Miss Jill is going to do that, but nonstick pans, food packaging, kind of like we talked last week,
Mm.
waterproofing clothes, as I believe, talked the last few weeks. Let's see, industrial applications, and we'll get more into that later. And why are they called forever chemicals, or PFAs for short? Well, because once they're released, they stay. The end. They
Right.
build up in our water, our
There is
soil,
no
our
happily
food,
ever after.
and they just build up. They build up in water, soil, food, our bodies for years and years and years. And what makes these so concerning, well, is their impact they have on everything. Studies have linked them to immune system suppression, hormone disruption, thyroid disease, reproductive issues, liver and kidney damage, cancers. And it is shown now, and it's actually being researched in studies, that PFAS can cross placentas, meaning, guess what? When your baby is born, it is already born with chemicals inside. So we are going to take a closer look, and Miss Jill is going to say, what are PFAs? Let's dive deep into that.
Oh, what in the world? Yes. PFAS, PFAS, PFOS. Like Amanda said, there's over 14,000 forms of forever chemicals and it's still growing. That's just alarming that it is still growing. It's not that we're uncovering it, it's still growing. um, and what that stands for is I'm not the greatest on pronunciation. So polyfluoroalkyl substances. And these were actually first developed in the 1940s because of their resistance to heat, water, oil, and stains. And they worked. And the beautiful thing is they became popular in, like Amanda had said, Teflon. Teflon, do you remember the whole Dark Matters? I think it was Dark Matters documentary. If you haven't seen that, go see that. One of the largest lawsuits in history regarding Teflon and how it got into our waters and all the toxic poisoning that it did. And these are
And
the,
Miss Jill,
go ahead.
Teflon, if someone doesn't know what that is,
Oh,
what is that exactly?
that is a resistant coating that is on our pots and pans. Um, they're they usually they use something similar in when they spray undercoating of cars, I won't go too far into that, but like waterproofing underneath cars for rust and things like that. A lot of your chemicals go there too. And again, you think, well, it's on the outside of the car, it's not a big deal, but your exhaust system is down there. And when that's heated, you have the vapors coming out, which is not as extreme as your food touching Teflon and you're cooking in it, whether you're boiling water or, direct contact with your food. So, yes, Teflon can be mixed in with other materials in pans as well. So, you really have to look at the ingredients of the pots and pans that you are buying. Um, it's also in water resistant clothing, flame retardant. And imagine this, like we put our babies in flame retardant onesies when they're little. some of us, I'm sorry, not all of us, I shouldn't say all. We think it's safer to put them in that in case there's an issue. However, when these babies, I mean, this is newborn skin, kind of like the skin that we have in our bits, in our parts. They're very, very transparent. They absorb very easily. And even though it sounds like, oh, it's not a big deal, even certain undergarments, when you're sweating, you're working out, maybe you're wearing something like that, your body easily absorbs more in those parts and baby skin than ever. So water resistant clothing, flame retardant clothing,
And
stain proof carpets. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's okay. Jill is very passionate about this, if you haven't noticed.
Go, go,
Um,
go.
and if you're interested in like clothing and how toxic it is, we actually did a whole class around that. If that is something that interests
Oops.
you, drop clothing below and we will send you the link for that class, because that class, even for me, like super eye-opening, and you don't know what you don't know until you know. And
Yeah.
little changes each time that equal big change.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's quite eye-opening when you just learn where it's all located, where it can be found. Um, carpeting. Carpeting and flooring is huge with these kind of chemicals. Obviously, because we want it to last as long as we can. Yeah. Fast food packaging. Oh, this is my thing. Fast food packaging, even regular food packaging, so many forever chemicals in there. You have styrofoam, you have plastics, you have different forms of plastics too. And you'll notice even like on jugs and bottles, they have like a number on them. So it'll let you know the kind of plastic, the kind of forever plastic that it is. And if it's been recycled once, I used to take all of my things and drive them. Our closest recycle was about an hour away. And I had done that for over a year, thinking I was doing my part in the planet. I don't know what prompted me to call the plant. I was wondering if they took a certain thing, and she had led me down the road of, even though it's plastic and we recycle, most of this stuff goes right directly in our dump because people just throw everything in there. And yeah, I was really sad, because not just all the hard work in being conscious about it, but now now we're going to throw it just in the dump to where it's not going to break down.
Like you think you're making a difference until you find out you're not.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it's so funny, even here, like in Arizona right now, we lived at a place that did recycling and then got rid of it. And then we actually asked why, and they're like, because it's not going anywhere different.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're paying for an extra service for it to just go to the dumps. So a lot of places here in Arizona got rid of recycling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
We don't
like
have it as
now
well.
we have to be even more cautious about what we purchase. Where's it going? Like I want this planet to be here in the next 1,000 years, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and then we've got, and Amanda and I were just talking about this: makeup, mascara, foundation, and lipstick. Um, we were talking about mascara.
In particular, it's like, oh, brother.
And I mean, again, we are at some very sensitive parts of our eyes that we're putting petroleum-based products on our eyes. Mind you, there's a lot of things out there that aren't. So, it's just being conscious of those products and the ingredients in them, if they're important to you. But the problem is they never degrade. There is no way to break them down. And they persist in the environment for thousands of years. So, just for an example, a local town, actually 3 local towns from me, they get their main water source from wells. And what I had just been privy to know is that They're going to have to close the wells and re-drill the wells because the forever chemicals, the PFAS, is so extremely bad. When I spoke to them, I said, "You're re-drilling the wells? It's the same runoff everywhere. Like, you're not going to run away from the forever chemicals. Like, they're there whether they're on the surface or in the ground. You can go deeper and drill deeper. However, they're going to eventually get there. Like, they just don't ever go away. They just keep compiling." And PFAS, they're found in 99% of human blood samples. These are the studies. This is not us making this up. 99% of blood samples. So that tells you that we are storing these chemicals in our blood, in our tissues, in our fascia, in our brain, in our organs. We're storing them everywhere. And if we don't specifically detox for these, again, they just accumulate, which is where, based on studies, just like Amanda said, you're looking at how this contributes to Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, many other issues. If you notice, we didn't have that prior to 1940. We didn't have any of that. So again, these are the studies. These are nothing that we're making up. So let's talk about how they actually affect the body. Miss Amanda.
All right. So what do they actually do in the body, right? How, and Jill, I'm going to go a little off here, but these chemicals, okay, they mimic, we've done this before. We've talked about this before, but these chemicals mimic our body's natural hormones and disrupt major symptoms. let me slow that down.
How's our working today? See what plastic does? No, I'm kidding. Totally.
All right. So this buildup can cause hormone disruption. So it can mimic or block your hormones. It can disrupt thyroid function, which causes fatigue, weight gain, mood swings. So if any of those, drink more water, clean water. Again, when in doubt, drink clean water. Immune system suppression. Again, a lot of these are the same across the board, right? You have reduced ability to fight infections. Like your body is just not up to par with things because of all the other things it has to worry about. Your reproductive and developmental issues. You have lower fertility in men and women now than ever before. I believe I just read a study done on that. And we wonder what's causing this. Well, look at the clothes you wear. Look at the food on every corner. Look at the water you're drinking. All of that plays a part in your body being able to do what it's naturally meant to do. We don't need a drug. We don't need this. We need to cleanse and clear our body of the great stuff we're putting in it. Let's just leave that there. If you have complications when you're pregnant, low birth weight, premature, that again is a part of this. You can have developmental issues in children. Again, more and more children are born with X, fill in the blank, these days versus 30 years ago. Half of this stuff didn't even exist back then. Liver and kidney strain, they are filtered. These are filtered through your organs. Your organs are dealing with these on a daily basis. So again, that raised your risk for damage in your liver, your kidneys, even causing cancer. And again, we aren't here to scare you. We are here to educate and inform you. So it's like when you're going to make that decision about getting this or that, what's it coming? What material is it made out of? Is your carpet really? Yeah. What about your natural flooring? What's that made out of? Like, you now have the power to make choices is really what we're hoping that we're giving you. And then you have increased risk of diseases, high cholesterol, hypertension, thyroid. cancer, weaken brain health. Because again, as Jill mentioned earlier, when plastic gets stuck in the brain, that causes Alzheimer's, cancer, dementia.
Mm.
And the scary part, I actually, 97% of Americans already have PFAS in their blood. Like we mentioned that at the beginning.
Mhm.
Like blows your mind. And now babies are being born with plastic.
Mhm.
It's like that saddens me to, it saddens me. It can also kick your metabolism.
Mhm.
Like if you're a little obese or you have a hard time losing weight, again, this could be related to the PFAs that you are consuming.
Mhm.
And
I was just going to drop something in here real quick. They were considered in the health and wellness world, they're called obesogens. And that's where they actually, when they're stored in the fat cells, and they're preventing us from releasing weight. I hate losing. I hate the frequency of losing the word. So releasing weight, it holds weight on us and it affects the metabolisms. But yeah, check out obesogens. Obesogens, yes.
I love that.
I first learned of this not too long ago. So, I look at I'm 57 and I'm just now learning the deep dive of this. So again, you don't know until you know, and it's up to you if you want to get rid of it, detox or whatever. We're just here for the fun of educating. These are
And at
for
least now,
entertainment purposes only.
and at least now you have a choice, right?
Mhm.
Because again, as Jill and I have mentioned in almost every class, we can't avoid this.
Mm-mm.
They're everywhere and in everything.
Mhm.
But we can limit and we can choose where our purchase power goes.
Mhm.
Curtis and I just had a conversation about actually supporting small businesses that are environmental friendly, or they actually go above and beyond the extra mile of, there's someone on TikTok that reaches out to every single one of their customers and just, hey, I appreciate your purchase. Hey, I appreciate your purchase, because he's doing right in the world with cleaner, like, anyways, like good for you products. And it's like, maybe we need to switch our focus to who's really trying to help the environment here.
Mhm.
Who goes above and beyond in their business, and what are they sharing? What are they creating? Like, what are they actually, how are they impacting our lives and the world around? Like, let's find companies that really support our missions.
I love that.
So Miss Jill is going to take it away with clothing and
Clothing.
forever chemicals. Again, we can't get away
Yeah.
from clothing.
And yeah, we went over water resistant, stain resistant, or wrinkle resistant. And, you know, to go back for just a minute on companies and things like that doing better, we can't just run them out of business, but we can redirect our buying. Um, I'm sure everyone has noticed that the better clothing, the better food costs more. And the others are very inexpensive to eat or to wear. And you look at some clothing stores that are like, everything's discounted deeply. And it usually came from a store that was not discounted deeply. And then it just keeps going through the cycle. But when we redirect our buying habits, you can get some expensive pieces, but you don't need as much, if that makes sense. Same with food. When you start eating more for the seasons, healthy as can be, let me reframe that. You don't eat as much when you're eating processed foods inside plastic wrappers and things like that. It creates hunger. So it leaves you hungry. You never feel satiated. And that's what plastics do to us is we tend to eat more. We have cravings. We can't stop eating. There was a time that it's the amygdala in the back of the brain that censors your body to let you know that you're full. Mine has not been working for a long time. It just recently started working. And it's because I took the steps to figure that out. I wondered why I overate. I wondered why like I was having these cravings after I already finished a meal. Well, it was any wonder. I mean, I'm not talking about being skinny or all of that. There's many thin people that are not healthy. So I don't want to look at weight per se, but it's about being healthy and feeling in your body. And when you're not able to feel your feelings in your body and you're just looking to fix it, get rid of it. I don't want to feel this headache. I don't want to feel this pain in my stomach. We want to get rid of it. And what we do is we cover it up with something. But when you start to actually just go deeper, feel the feelings, see where it's coming, do your own research. We can really start changing our habits. And when we redirect our buying habits, if we're not funding the companies that are making this stuff, they can't stay in business. That's our only superpower, is to just stop buying from there, if that makes sense. I know I was way off topic, but it's a big thing. Reward those companies, pay a little bit more for those products. They're going to last longer.
I was going to say, but like you said, they last quite a bit longer. And I know this is a really bad example, but like undergarments, like Victoria's Secrets versus Walmart. Well, Victoria's Secrets is way going to outlast the Walmart brand. And you keep this for so much longer. I mean, years these last. So it's like, you don't need as much.
Right.
I mean, bad example, but the only one that I could come up with.
No, it's but we feel like we consume, we're taught to consume and just keep going. Keep going. The more you have, the better.
And now it's up to us. Like what kind of companies do you want to support? How do you want to actually live, right?
Well, and then you've got your garments and you stick them in your washing machine. And guess what? You usually in warm water, maybe. But that actually releases the chemicals, the PFAS, the forever chemicals in your laundry. And where does that go? Back out in your wastewater, down your drain, wherever, if you live on a farm, it's in your septic, which is at least contained. However, it does seep into the groundwater. But it's just like, it's a chain of events that we have to understand in order to make changes in our life. So it seeps into, again, the groundwater, our rivers, and our public water supplies. And there is no new water. Remember, there's no new water. It's all recycled. So when we keep compounding, it's harder and harder for our municipalities to filter that out. So again, I like to give them props. They may not be up to par. They may be knowing that they're not up to par. But when you understand the cost of filtering what we're dumping down the drains, like it's up to us to be a part of the solution. If we were to depend on them, we wouldn't be able to afford a drop of water with all the filtration that we have to do. We wouldn't. So I'm gladly taking that back into my own hands. I get to choose what I want filtered. I get to choose that because in the end, maybe I don't want to live to 120, but I want the quality of my life that I'm living left to be good, to be very, very good. And yes.
And it all starts with unlearning what you know.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I'm reading this PDF that you gave me, but it's like, even like the anti-aging is so misleading because
your perfect day. Your perfect day.
It's not about aging. It's about everything we consume that ages us.
Yes.
Like we are in our natural state, but it's what you eat, what you consume, what you put on. that is actually what is aging us. It's not us that's actually aging.
And your
It
thought.
like blew my mind. It's really about the illusion that we have. I could
Mhm.
go so deep in this and way off topic, but
Mm.
it's like detach and really see everything for what it's worth. Curtis and I were at the store yesterday and we're like, holy moly, like, look at this illusion that we all have choices.
Mhm.
We don't have choices. It's all the same. Like, and he's like, oh my God, like, we're getting it. Like, we actually see ourselves like disconnecting from
Mhm.
the, the illusion that, oh, we have so many choices and we have this and we have this. No, we don't. All the
Uh,
same. No
mm.
matter what store, it's literally all the same, just packaged differently.
Mhm.
Right, right.
Absolutely. And, knowing that the stores now that you thought had all the good stuff, uncovering, you just have to do the best that you can do. You really can. And when it comes to that, I say you have to go inside. It's your thoughts that are going to either make that worse or make that better for sure. Oof. Ooh. So let's talk about the water and the environmental impact.
Well, absolutely.
Well,
PFAs, you guys, are everywhere. They are
mhm.
everywhere. States, countries, everywhere. I think that is a given. I mean, that's not just, okay, this state doesn't have any. Yes, they're everywhere. And according to, we're going to quote some studies here, in 2023, there was a survey done that showed nearly half of the US tap water contains measurable levels of PFAS, like high levels. And in some of these places, like military bases, industrial zones, like if you live close to plants or things along those lines, the levels are dangerously high due to the runoff, people just dumping it wherever they want. Like even when you're around industrial plants, you can see all this stuff running out of the actual plants. When I worked at Miller Coors in Colorado, like outside the plants, we have things to get things out of the plant. Where's that going? And of
Mhm.
course, we as humans don't really think about that because out of sight, out of mind, right? At least that's how I was. Out of sight, out of mind. You don't really think about that until it's actually harming everything.
Mhm.
And again, they're affecting wildlife. There is now studies that have shown there is plastic in fish. There is now plastic in birds and mammals, which is
Mhm.
crazy. I mean, even if you look at the wildlife, they're not really wild anymore because we've tagged them all. Guess what
Mhm.
that tag is made of?
Plastic. Plastic.
Huh.
Oh my
And then you've
goodness.
got your soils and crops
Mhm.
all in the ground, in the rain. Oh, and that's the next one, rainwater. Like
Mhm.
even in our rain, there are PFAs now, which
Mhm.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around because it's like everything, it's just that big circle cycle of life now. Like
Mhm.
plastic is in everything. It goes into the rain, falls on the ground, on us, seeps in, like it starts all over again. So everything is really contaminated. But again, if you have a solution to stop the contamination, would you?
Absolutely. I did. I
Ah,
did. I've been working on that for years and finally
yep.
figured it out. Definitely.
I love it. I love every second of that. Now you're probably like, what can I do about this then, right? Ms.
Mhm.
Jill, take it away. What can we actually do about this?
Oh my gosh. Filter our water. Totally filter our water. If you're on municipal water, which means not a well, if you're not familiar with that, you can actually go in ewg.org. They have a tap water database. You can look and see what is in your local municipality and then look at, how far away do you live from there? Because the further away you live from your municipality, the more gunk you're going to get. These municipalities all offer chlorine and chloramine to clean those pipes in order to push that water to you. So you're not only looking at the forever chemicals, you're looking at the products to clean the pipes to get to you. the microbiologicals, those chemicals are killing the microbiologicals, but they don't kill everything because, I mean, I call them bionics. Like some of these things, they reproduce so quickly, like, oh my goodness. And in different areas, when there's water main breaks or there's, they're doing work on the water lines, those get infected with some pretty bad uh, microbiologicals, if you will, parasites, cysts, things like that. But when you're on a well, you don't even get the chlorine or chloramine to kill that. So if you're like me, I lived on a well for like 7 years and I'm like, oh, I have pristine water. It tastes so good. La, 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 la. Not even knowing that, wow, I'm getting straight bacteria from every tap in my home. I could not believe it. Oh my goodness. And if you've ever like lived on a well, done laundry, nobody ever told me, excuse me, nobody ever taught me. One more time, I was never aware
I love that.
that you should be washing your washing machine every month.
I didn't know that until you told me.
And I couldn't understand why my clothes stunk after I washed them. I couldn't understand. And I'd buy a new washing machine. And of course, in a year, anyway, I know I'm going a little bit deep on this one, but filtering the water is the answer. Changing your cookware, switch to ceramic glass or stainless steel. Look at what you're wearing. Look at the ingredients of your carpet. Read your labels. Just stay informed. And when you're looking at filtration, there's a lot of it out there. There's a lot of different, we got the best, we're this, we're that. But understand this, the technology that's currently out there, the oldest technology that's out there, the RO and the water softener, I'm just going to say it because that's what it is. It's the same technology, but it's packaged with different companies' names on it. It's the same stuff. It takes out your calcium carbonate to prevent your hard water, but yet you're dumping salt in it. So now you've got salt in your wastewater that's killing your land. And then you've got your RO, which is stripping everything out, which I mean, a lot of people like. It's not meant for drinking. However, now you've got to put minerals back in, and those minerals are not natural.
Synthetic.
Yes. So then you're doing that along with, other challenges that you might have. Not saying that this is bad technology. This is old, outdated technology. And these cannot keep up with the amount of the plastics or the petroleum-based chemicals that we have. It can't.
And I just want to say, because this has came up probably 15 times in the last like week and a half for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, then why is RO the top of the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
When RO came out, it was the only thing like what it was. It was the only thing that literally got rid of everything. Mm-hmm. That's why RO is so popular. But now we have advanced so far in technology that we are actually leveling up the system and being more health and environmentally cautious, if that made sense. Yes. That now we actually have things that are good for you that you should be drinking that doesn't strip everything and really filters all of these chemicals.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And the best part of this newer technology, it's what we use. I mean, Amanda and I both use it. It's unbelievable. But it doesn't just filter this stuff. It actually captures, kills, and contains. So we're not dumping it back out in the water for the next go around of filtration. Like we're actually removing this. And what's funny is, people are like, oh, everything's so expensive. Your health is expensive and the old technology is very, very expensive. But when you're paying for something over years, add up the cost of that. Like what we use is like half the cost of anything out there and delivers 10 technologies, not 2. So, you're going to see differences in your skin, in your health, everything pretty fast, pretty fast. That's what I would actually, that's my recommendation for anything, is get into a filter system that can handle it and that is always being updated and looked at and improved. That's what you want. If you put an old system in, it may not be able to handle anything up and coming. And that's what we want to be able to handle. Definitely.
Great.
Now, I'd like to add, if you would like any information or just keep in the loop about technology, different technologies, toxins, if you just want to go over tap water stuff in your area, there's a group, Clean Water Movement, and it's about people that are looking for options. If you'd like to be a part of that group, just drop in clean water if you'd like to be a part of the group. That's all we're doing is educating on what is out there and what's best for you.
And then you get our classes as well, just for educational purposes.
And entertainment purposes. When our mouths don't work right.
Oh which there are some of those.
Yes. We've had some blooper moments, which are pretty fun. And you get to see them all. So
just makes us human.
Yeah. So you want to close us out?
Absolutely. All right. So forever chemicals are everywhere. There's no avoiding them. We have inherited a toxic legacy, if you will. But we don't have to pass it along. Like Jill said, our system literally captures and kills. So if you are curious, set up an appointment with us. Educational only, no strings attached. Let us get your questions answered. We are here for you. We are here to educate. Because again, our control is what we utilize. We can take control of our water, our clothes, our choices, and you can step into informed action, knowing what you know to make the best decision you can make for you. Freedom starts with awareness. When you're aware of things and your choices, it's kind of liberating. It's like, I made that as an informed human, and you feel good about it. So let's move forward. Let's move forward together. Go clean water. Whoop, whoop.
Go clean water movement.
Go clean living.
Whoop, yes. As clean as possible living. How's that?
Yes. Cleaner, if you will.
Cleaner.
So reach out to us. Schedule anything. Do you have anything else to say?
No, that is it. I hope you guys have an amazing week ahead and get some clean water.
Stay hydrated. Stay informed. Hugs, dust, and water.
Bye for now.